And welcome everybody. It's 7:25, so we have to create some atmosphere here, okay? Atmosphere. Now I'm gonna give you some Zoom etiquette before we start. So, ready? Please refrain from using chat during the contest as it's very distracting to the audience. Please ensure that you are on mute all the time. So please, can you mute yourself? Thank you. If you need to leave the room, or if a child, dog's pose interrupts you, it can happen. Please turn off your video for us. Thank you. I will ask everyone to be conscious of their movements. Sometimes they can be a little bit distracting. I will remind you, if using an iPhone or an iPad, please put it on stable surface. Thank you. And please refrain to using background and constantly moving. For the rest, enjoy tonight. Tonight is a Christmas party. We want you having fun. Okay? And now, where is my partner in crime? Steve, are you with us?
I am. I was just playing with my constantly moving background, but apparently I'm not allowed to use anymore. So it's just terribly upsetting. Hello, Gaia.
Ciao, Steve.
Well, how are you? Come stai?
Bene, bene. Come stai?
You see, that's about as much as I know, but I just wanted to say hello. Oh, it's going to be an amazing evening. It's great to see so many people here. We're going to have lots of fun. I was just speaking earlier to some of the people that are going to be speaking with us this evening, and we're going to have singing, we're going to have poetry, we're going to have stories, we're going to have presentations. There might even be questions and prizes and things. So very much looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward for it. So, Steve, I'm so excited. We have people from all over the world, from California, from US, from Mexico, and of course from Italia. Hello.
And Italy, and Ireland and the UK.
Of course, and apparently Ireland, UK is very cold tonight. Brrr. But is it not what Christmas about for us cold?
We expect that. I have to put a jacket on and everything. But it's going to be a very good, fun evening. Well, we've got lots of things ahead of us. So, Gaia, are you going to kick us off by introducing our first speaker this evening?
Yes, I have a great speaker to introduce to you. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our Christmas party tonight. It's my huge honor to give you our district director, Gerard Mannix. Gerard, please, the stage is yours. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Gaia. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, guests and visitors to the District 71 Christmas party. What a special occasion. I'd like to reflect on today, what a wonderful time we had with all the excellent presenters and the team involved. I deeply appreciate it and was very impressed with what happened. Now to this evening, we have our Christmas party, and as Gaia said, we need to make it a very uplifting and exciting occasion. For the first time in District 71, we have an online party. Some pluses that come from being in this COVID situation. It is our inaugural Christmas party. This evening, we will have some singing, poems, table topics, and especially we're delighted to welcome Margaret Page, the international president-elect. Met Margaret in June during the interviews. She is an exemplary Toastmaster with great caring and generous qualities. Margaret, thank you for your time to be here. Back in September, this party was conceived. I got on to my PRM, Elizabeth, to get in contact immediately with Margaret, and Margaret was willing to attend here. So without further ado from me, I am delighted to see so many people here this evening. I wish you an exciting and a very happy evening. Enjoy yourself. Sing loud and clear so that they hear us back in the United States and Canada, please. Good evening, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Gerard. And as you say, it's going to be a great evening and we hope to have a lot of fun tonight. Before we hear from Margaret, we're going to have bit of singing. We're going to have some music, and I'm delighted this evening to be introducing David Fellops. David is actually a member of the same club as me. He is the only Sergeant at Arms I know who can talk about Zoom etiquette in the form of a jazz solo. In fact, it was so good, I recorded him doing it once, and I still have that song on my phone. David has been running choirs for a long time now, and he helps people who've been affected by mental health issues. Since the time that we all started moving into the world of Zoom, he's actually been running Zoom choir sessions on Zoom, and he's run about 110 of them this year. So we're in for a great treat later. He's going to kick us off with a bit of getting some practice for later for our sing-along. So I would now like to hand over to David to introduce a musical part of the evening. David, where are you?
Here I am.
There you are. Hey, David.
Thank you very much. Good evening, Mr. Toastmaster and fellow Toastmasters and guests. Now we have a very short time to do a very quick warm-up and a song. So I hope you can see. Actually, what can you see? I'm not sure what you can see. Let me do the share correctly. This is this one. Okay. Can you see my PowerPoint presentation, which says Toastmasters District 71 on? That was a good start.
We can indeed.
Okay. So I would like to ask at this point, because I'm going to do a little vocal warm-up. Usually before my choir start, I do a physical warm-up. But I think we're just going to let everybody sit as they are, and we'll do a quick vocal warm-up. So the first thing I'd like to do with a vocal warm-up, this is the only time I've found on Zoom for singing and speaking together where we can all unmute. So if everybody would like to unmute for the moment, and I hope you will join with me without fear, without nerves, because I'm not going to ask you to do anything difficult, not going to ask you to stand out, just going to ask you to make a couple of noises and say hello to everybody. So the first thing I'd like to do is just take a breath in. If everybody can just sit up in your chair so that you're nice and supported. That's it. And take a breath in. And when we breathe for singing, we want to try and breathe right down into our belly, so that when you take a breath in, you feel your belly expanding and the rib cage at the back of you expanding. So everybody try that. Just take a breath in.
You don't do this.
And hold that for 4, 3, 2, 1, and breathe out again. This time, to cut things short, I'm going to take a breath in, and this time on the out breath, I just want everybody just to go, Okay, that's the sound of voices warming up. So this time we're going to expand a little. So if we take a breath in, and on the out breath this time, if we just hello, and just try and expand that out to fill the whole of the Zoom space. So breathe in and hello. Wonderful stuff, wonderful stuff. And then the next bit is to go, hello, how are you? And look straight into the camera. Pick somebody, look straight into the camera and say hello to them. So deep breath in. Hello, how are you?
How are you?
The next one is, how nice to be here. Deep breath in. Look into the camera. How nice to be here. Wonderful. And we're here to sing. Deep breath in. And we're here to sing. Wonderful stuff. So I think we're all just getting warmed up slightly. So what are we going to do? Just sing a little Christmas song to start with, and it's one most of us, I'm sure, will know. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. It's very short and sweet, so hopefully get us in the mood for singing later and get you warmed up for all the next sessions. Okay, and the music goes like this. Now would be an excellent point to mute everybody. And one of the unfortunate things of Zoom, I don't know if you've experienced singing on Zoom, you can't do it in an ensemble. So what my choir experiences are choirs, but not as we know them, but they are great fun in themselves. So this is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Enjoy. And sing up. Nobody can hear you. Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a very shiny nose, and if you'd ever seen him, you would even say it glows. All of the other reindeer used to laugh and call him names. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. Then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say, Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight? Then how the reindeer loved him as they shouted out with glee, Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you'll go down in history. 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 Thank you for joining in so well, Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, David. I think it's over to Gaia now.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you, David. Rudolph and nice reindeer. I love it. Love it. Thank you so much. So, can you unshare? Yeah, can you unshare?
I think it would be worth saying we're coming back to do the main singing at 9 o'clock.
Yes, we will do more singing, Philip, no worries. And now it's time to move on. And it's my huge honor to introduce you our public relationship manager, Elizabeth Jordan. The stage is yours. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. District Director, fellow Toastmasters, visiting guests from around the world, and of course, our honorable guest, Margaret Page. It is indeed my deep honor and privilege to introduce our special guest, Margaret. A Toastmaster for 17 years and currently our international president-elect. What that means for our guests is that next year she will be, we're very proud to say, our international president. Over the years, over her 17 years, she has been very proud to observe that the power of Toastmasters. It helps members to find their voices. And very soon we're going to hear one of the greatest leadership and inspirational voices from Margaret herself. Toastmasters also help people to attain their dream jobs and to build confidence. Margaret describes herself as a Toastmaster by night and an award-winning maverick by day. She's a highly credentialed etiquette expert and a transformative executive coach. Tonight, we are absolutely delighted that she is here with us, and she is going to speak to us on a topic that is very appropriate. The title of her presentation is The Gift. Please join me in giving her, especially since this is our very first time in D71, join me in giving Margaret, our Toastmasters International President-elect and distinguished Toastmaster, a very, very warm welcome. Over to you, Margaret.
Thank you so much, Elizabeth. Good evening, District 71. Raise your hand if you love Christmas. Not everyone raised their hand, David. I didn't see your hand up. All right, all right. I absolutely love Christmas. I have so many fond memories of Christmas. I came from a blended family of 7 children, and there was always oodles of things to do at Christmas. And when I had later on had my own family, it was always a fun time. In fact, we used to play this game where we would, throughout the year, the various wives, 4 of us for the 4 family members, would buy all these little gifts and trinkets, and we'd have a huge pile in the middle of the room, around 300 or so, and we would play this game to get gifts. Many of them were things, trinkets that we had, freebies we had gotten throughout the year, and it just made it fun. At the end of the game, people got to barter and exchange gifts. I had 9 nephews, and when they got a certain color lipstick, they would joke and tease. So the holidays were always filled with these warm memories and this good food and fellowship. Well, later on, as my family began to grow, and year after year, I would buy these gifts, and the tree would be laden with things from Santa. I got thinking that sometimes the holidays get to be too much about the physical presence, the commercialization. And so I began to wonder, what could I do that was a little bit different? And so each year I created a little jar like this. And about this time of year, I have put names on each of them for my children and grandchildren. And I come up with little areas of how I love them or how they're unique and beautiful. And I put them in their little jar. And on the mantle at Christmas Eve, they get to open this. And over the years, the gift of what's magical about what I see in them is the gift that they like the best. Each year in my club, since about 2016, we do the same thing. We get little jars and we share it around. Everyone has a jar in front of them, and we take little bits of paper and we share what's magical about each and every one of us. This year, we won't have the opportunity to do this, but we do get these amazing gifts from Toastmasters. And each year I like to reflect on the gifts that we get from Toastmasters, because it's like those gifts that I give my children. It's something you don't always think about. And I'm not talking about what we get on the features, advantage, and benefits, all those gifts. But the gifts beyond that, what are the gifts that we get? And I think there's 3 very unique gifts. And one is about the gift of an audience. You know, the 2 greatest fears people have, according to psychologists, are this. One is that we won't be loved. And the second is that we're not enough. So many of us have those negative thoughts going on. They tell us 70% are the automatic negative thoughts that we're too old, too young, too Canadian, too American, too Irish, too accented, too whatever. And so we need to know that we're enough. And I believe Toastmasters gives us that opportunity through an audience that we get to say something. And no matter what, there'll be others that listen. And I think that's such a gift. You know, in the original Star Wars movie, the phrase now is, "May the Force be with you." But in the original script for the Star Wars movie, it was, "May the force of others be with you." You see, nothing we do today, we do by ourselves. Everything is in this team environment. And I think that's the second gift we get from Toastmasters, is the ability to play well with others. When we're in the playground or when we're in our Toastmasters meetings, we learn how to get along with everyone, and not just people from our own culture, but people from cultures all over the world. They're welcome, they're embraced. And maybe now we can't give those warm hugs or those handshakes, but we can connect in this environment, and we can learn how to get along well with others. So the first gift is the gift of an audience, and the second gift is the gift of understanding and working on a team. And the third gift I believe we get is the gift of friendship. I have friends all over the world. Now, when I'm in need of something or have a challenge in my life, I know there's a Toastmaster somewhere that I can lean on, ask them to help me, ask them to support me. And it doesn't matter what time of day or night, they will call, they will answer the call, and they'll be there with me. We create this sense of community. And what's needed more than anything else in the world right now is a sense of community and connection. This is what people need. And that's what we have to offer. Knowing that you're enough and that you're a safe haven here and there are people here to support you. Knowing that you can build the skills to get along in any group and be effective. And the gift of long-lasting friendship. But I want you, as you roll into 2021, to take these three gifts with you to your club each and every week. And wherever you are in the world, I think you can embrace these three things that I ask you to do to gift the organization. And the first is this. After each and every club meeting, I want you to take down three things that you learned in this meeting. If it's an area, division, district, whatever it is, a Toastmaster meeting, write it down, put it on your Samsung, your iPhone, whatever it is, your iPad, your notebook. Write down the three things you learned. And then the next time you go to a meeting, review what you learned and use it, embrace it. I think you'll get to where you want to go quicker, faster, and better. The second thing I'd like you to do in 2021 is each and every meeting you go to, I invite you to give 2 unique compliments to individuals in that meeting. They must be unique, not something the person has heard before. Otherwise, it's not really a gift. They already know that. So what I'm asking you to do is to be highly aware and very, very fully present. Watch people, understand people, and see what's magical about them and share that with them. And ladies, when you get that unique gift, hold on to it. Don't feel that you need to push a compliment back to that other individual. You take your compliment and hold it for 24 hours. If then you feel you must reciprocate, go ahead and do that. But I ask you to keep it for just 24 hours. Just hold it. Don't bounce it back and reject it. The last thing I'd like you to do in 2021 is to, after each and every meeting, send one note of gratitude to whoever was in that meeting that made it possible for you to grow and learn. Around the world, we have this huge gratitude gap of people not being recognized, and there isn't a leader in Toastmasters that hasn't been thanked enough for the work that they have done. And we don't do it for the gratitude. But the best thing is one member whispers that in your ear. Thank you for this. It's better than all the plaques you receive or any of the awards. Just that one member thanking you that you provided a space for them to grow and learn today. So as you're sitting around your Christmas tree this year, I hope you'll have a drink of some sort. And as you look at all those gifts under the tree, I hope you'll look at the gifts that aren't there, but realize the gifts that you receive from Toastmasters and the gifts that you can give to yourself and other members in 2021. And when you think of that, raise your glass to Toastmasters. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Margaret. Thank you very much for an inspiring and uplifting speech. I could say lots of things about it, but I'm not going to, because for our vote of thanks, to say thank you to you, I would now like to invite up Brenda Lannon, who is our District 71 Club Growth Director. So please welcome Brenda.
Thank you, Steve. Fellow Toastmasters, Madam International President-elect Margaret, thank you so much for being with us this evening and for inspiring us with your speech. You started at the beginning of your speech with talking about physical gifts that you gave to members of your family and which we all have received down through the years. But you then moved on to talk about the intangible gifts that we can all give each other at Toastmasters meetings. You spoke about the gift of having an audience to speak to, the teams that we can work in and work with, and the friendships that we can get from our friends, from our fellow members in our clubs and throughout the world in this Zoom environment. You also gave us a call to action as well at the end of your speech, Margaret, where you invited us to learn from each of the meetings that we attend. And Toastmasters International is an educational organization, and we should be learning from our fellow members and from each of the meetings that we attend. And in Toastmasters, when we deliver a speech, we're evaluated. So a review of our speech is carried out. And we should review what we have learned from each of our meetings. And paying somebody a compliment and receiving that compliment is probably one of the greatest gifts that we can give each other. Madam International President-elect, thank you very much for your presence here this evening. And we wish you, on behalf of everybody in District 71, a very happy Christmas, and above all, stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you. That was very special, meant a lot to me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Brenda. And I echo the comment that being thankful for someone, saying thank you to someone is such an important thing, and hearing that as well. So I would like to echo that comment. Thank you for the wonderful feedback. Thank you. Hey, Gaia, how are you?
Ciao, Steve. I agree with you about gratitude, by the way. Isn't it great, this Christmas party? I love it. I absolutely love it.
Definitely enjoying it so far. We've promised singing, so we've had singing. We promised a wonderful, inspiring speech, and we've heard that from Margaret. I think that's great. I'm wondering what we're going to do next. I think, oh, I know what we could do.
What can we do?
Apart from, I think we've got a question for everyone here. I think we've got a question for everyone here about this item. So earlier today, actually, I lie. It was actually a few days ago. Our wonderful public relations manager, Elizabeth, spoke to our district director, Gerard, and said, can we have some prizes and some presents to give to people who participate in wonderful, fun questions and answers and exciting things like that? And he said, yes. Now, he was going to offer us a world cruise, but that's a little difficult in the days of coronavirus. So I think there might be some other Toastmasters objects that we will get to people as a result of this. So I've got a quiz question about this. I wonder if
mine is bigger.
Size isn't important, Gaia.
So what is your question, Steve?
My question for everyone in the audience, and to answer this question, please send your answer to Sue Burnett, our wonderful chat monitor. So you'll see her name on the list, chat monitor. Please send your answer to Sue. And if you don't send your answer to Sue, you might accidentally send it to everyone, and then everyone will know the answer. The question is, with which country in the world do we associate this panettone for Christmas? So which country in the world eats panettone at Christmas? Please send your answer to Sue. And to make life interesting, it's going to be the second person that gives her a correct answer that's going to win the prize.
Yes, the second one.
Second person. So don't be quick, don't be slow. Try and get it just right so that you're the second person to get the answer to Sue. And later on, we will announce the winner of that. Thank you very much.
I have an idea where panettone is from, but I'm not gonna say it. What are we gonna have next, Steve, by the way?
I think because we're Toastmasters and we love words, I think it's time for poetry, don't you?
Oh, see, I love poetries. And yeah, but shall we only say the name of the poet and we leave to our special guests to say the title and tell us their poems? What do you think? Isn't that a great idea?
I think that's an excellent idea because I'd probably mispronounce it anyway. So let's start introducing our poetry readers. We'll take it in turns. Let's do that. That's going to be fun. So I'll start, and I would like, first of all, to introduce our first poetry reader, who is Liz Burnett. So if we can spotlight Liz, and hello, Liz. Over to you.
Good evening, everybody. Must excuse me, I have a little dog in the background who is actually, can you hear me?
We can hear you fine.
Okay. I have a little dog in the background who's complaining about not being spoken to, but I'll do my best. My poem is Wintertime by Robert Louis Stevenson, and I'll start it now. Late lies the wintry sun abed, a frosty, fiery, sleepy head, blinks but an hour or two, and then a blood-red orange sets again. Sorry, I've got a dog holding my earphones. Before the stars have left the skies, at morning in the dark I rise, and shivering in my nakedness, by the cold candle bathe and dress. Close by the jolly fire I sit, to warm my frozen bones a bit, or with a reindeer sled explore the colder countries round the door. When to go out my nurse doth wrap me in my comforter and cap. The cold wind burns my face and blows its frosty pepper up my nose. Black are my steps on silver sod, thick blows my frosty breath abroad, and tree and house and hill and lake are frosted like a wedding cake. Now, I'd just like to tell you briefly about this poem. It speaks to me on a number of levels. Firstly, because Robert Louis Stevenson was born exactly 100 years before I was. And he talks about the wintry weather and about bathing and dressing in the cold. So this poem takes me back to the winters when I grew up in the mid-1950s with no central heating and just one coal fire in the house. So I can remember the cold too. Waking up in the morning and seeing my breath in front of me and the ice on the inside of my bedroom window. And I would try to get washed without taking off my pajamas. That's our secret to share, folks. So I'll now read the poem again so you can hear it in context. Wintertime by Robert Louis Stevenson. Late lies the wintry sun abed, a frosty, fiery, sleepy head. Blinks an hour or two, and then a blood-red orange sets again. Before the stars have left the skies, at morning in the dark I rise, and shivering in my nakedness, by the cold candle bathe and dress. Close by the jolly fire I sit, to warm my frozen bones a bit, or with a reindeer sled explore the colder countries round the door. When to go out my nurse doth wrap me in my comforter and my cap. The cold wind burns my face and blows It's frosty pepper up my nose. Black are my steps on silver sod. Thick blows my frosty breath abroad. And tree and house and hill and lake are frosted like a wedding cake. Thank you. Steve, over to you, Steve.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Liz. It's over to me, Gaia. And thank you for the nice poem. So our next poet is gonna be Bridget. Bridget Farrand. Bridget, are you there?
Yes, hello there.
Yes, so can we spotlight Bridget, please? Ah, I can see you perfect and I can hear you very well. Bridget, the stage is yours. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So my poem today is written by me. There's no particular story behind it other than I used to enjoy writing little odes at school. I've not written one since, so please don't hold your breath. But this is just a little bit of fun, and my poem is called Christmas This Year. The excitement of Christmas, it comes and goes. Can families gather? Nobody knows. How many kin can we have round the table? Which assemblage will the rules enable? We've had lockdown, then tiers 1, 2 and 3, delays to the Christmas shopping spree. This year we've put trees up in November. Will they last till the end of December? No more of the parties, the glamorous food, because now there are people we have to exclude. Will it go badly? Will it go well? Do you think we'll have enough anti-bac gel? Family members not going to hug, because you never know if they carry the bug. Thoughts of Christmas turn to hygiene. When will they bring out the bloody vaccine? At Tesco's online, I can't get a slot. Let's see what Asda and Waitrose have got. Delayed shoppers are now out in force. Big issue sellers shout themselves hoarse. Can the message of Christmas really be lost? The last minute shopping, the fast rising costs. The adverts of Christmas from times gone by should start in December, not in July. But really this year, the focus should be on you, on me, on family. This Christmas shouldn't be all doom and gloom. We've got Skype, we've got FaceTime, we've always got Zoom. Let's stop for a minute to appreciate the ordinary food that sits on our plate. Blue sky, the magical frosty morning, the silence, the comfort of husband snoring. Let's enjoy the time that we have right now and do all the things that our health will allow. The outdoor walks, the focus on nature, far better than thinking of legislature. So don't let the joy of Christmas be lost, because this year it's less about spreading the cost, but far more about spreading the love with kindness to those that you're thinking of. And Christmas is often a time of reflection. There are many ways that we can show our affection. Forget about what is and isn't on the shelves and focus on looking after yourselves. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Thank you very much, Bridget. I love the creativity that people bring to these events, that bring to Toastmasters. And I have to say that the line, we've got Skype, we've got FaceTime, and we've always got Zoom, could be the motto for this year. So thank you very much for that. Our next person who's going to uplift us with poetry and wonderful words is going to be Anita Howard. So Anita, can we see you somewhere? Where are you?
I'm here.
There you are. Hello, Anita. Anita, over to you.
Thank you. Fellow Toastmasters, Christmas is a time that is tinged with magic, and this is particularly so or should be so, for all children. And in this poem, the poet Patrick Kavanagh brings back the memories of the Christmases of his childhood. A Christmas Childhood by Patrick Kavanagh. One side of the potato pits was white with frost. How wonderful that was, how wonderful. And when we put our ears to the paling post, the music that came out was magical. The light between the ricks of hay and straw was a hole in heaven's gable. An apple tree with its December glinting fruit we saw. O you, Eve, were the world that tempted me to eat the knowledge that grew in clay, and death the germ within it. Now and then I can remember something of the gay garden that was childhood's. Again, the tracks of cattle to a drinking place, a green stone lying sideways in a ditch, or any common sight, the transfigured face of a beauty that the world did not touch. My father played the melodeon outside at our gate. There were stars in the morning east, and they danced to his music. Across the wild bogs, his melodeon called to Lennons and Callums. As I pulled on my trousers in a hurry, I knew some strange thing had happened. Outside, in the cowhouse, my mother made the music of milking. The light of her stable lamp was a star, and the frost of Bethlehem made it twinkle. A water hen screeched in the bog. Mass-going feet crunched the wafer ice on the potholes. Somebody, wistfully, twisted the bellows wheel. My child poet picked out the letters on the grey stone, in silver the wonder of a Christmas townland, the winking glitter of a frosty dawn. Cassiopeia was over Cassidy's hanging hill. I looked, and 3 whin bushes rode across the horizon, the 3 wise kings. An old man passing said, "Can't he make it talk?" The melodeon. I hid in the doorway and tightened the belt of my box-pleated coat. I nicked 6 nicks on the doorpost with my penknife's big blade. There was a little one for cutting tobacco. And I was 6 Christmases of age. My father played the melodeon, my mother milked the cows, and I had a prayer like a white rose pinned to the Virgin Mary's blouse. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you, Anita. Thank you so much. That was beautiful. And now, do we have Bernard? Bernard Buckley, are you with us? Ah, here you are, Bernard. Can you unmute yourself, please? Ah, che bello. Can you please unmute?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Perfect. I can hear you very well. Bernard Buckley, the stage is yours. Thank you.
So the poem I've chosen is called Music on Christmas Morning by Anne Bronte. Music I love but never strain could kindle raptures so divine, so grief assuage, so conquer pain, and rouse this pensive heart of mine, as that we hear on Christmas morn, upon the wintry breezes borne. For darkness still her empire keep, and ours must pass a winter break from troubled dreams or slumbers deep, that music kindly bids us wake. It calls us with an angel's voice to wake and worship and rejoice. Thank you very much and happy Christmas.
Thank you very much, Bernard. I'm loving hearing all of these poems and perspectives. It's absolutely delightful. Thank you. Our next poem reader is Luke Binns. So Luke, do we have you here? Give us a wave. Where are you? Ah, there you are, Luke. Oh, love the outfit. So, Luke, over to you.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to do a poem for you tonight, and it's called Feeling Festive. So, I'm feeling festive. How about you? Do you feel a buzz welling up inside too? Is there a pep in your step, a glide in your stride? Does an aura of anticipation radiate from your eyes? I, for one, am embracing the Annie, rushing to get ready. Betwixt and between, up in the attic, hunting Christmas tree stands, getting tangled in tinsel, calling out for a hand, dropping boxes of baubles, counting fairy lights, writing up lists and checking them thrice, rushing to be ready. There's so much to do. Shopping, unpacking, and wrapping anew. The radio's on. Christmas ditties abound. Cheesy jingles are heard all around. There's cutting and chopping and stewing too, and leaving to stew, baking and biscuits, chocolate Santas too, presents and provisions, the customary Christmas fare. The principal concern is what clothes to wear. But in the name of what is this end of year binge, as I do far too much shopping and become just a little unhinged at the urge to splurge and to consume to excess? What's it in aid of? What primal need is addressed? And what's to celebrate anyway? In the depths of midwinter, when the skies have turned grey, when the leaves have fallen and the cold, it bites. By day, the pall of fog, and long is the night. And as this year, it draws to a close, and we start to reflect of how morose, Gordon Bennett, what a year it's been. The things not done and the sights not seen. We've all been touched in some shape or form by this global pandemic, which wreaked havoc on our norms. 2020, what a year. But look around, we're still here. Some work from home, others were furloughed, but the system adjusted to carry the load. The factories kept pumping, the farmers didn't stop, and except for a few hiccups, the shops remained stocked. So this year, more than others, let's get this done. Show off your finest, get your glad rags on, raise a glass and sense that sensation as we make the most of this celebration. Feeling festive.
Oh, thank you, Luke. Thank you so much. Oh.
Thank you. I've got to raise. Gaia, you need to go get something stronger, or maybe I just need this to get through the evening. Who knows? But thank you, Luke. Thank you to all of our poem readers. It's been amazing. They're so uplifting, aren't they, Gaia?
This is so nice. And did you see Luke? He looked great. Like
I know. I feel underdressed right now. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing.
How great is that? Anyway, now we have another very inspirational man.
Oh, what are we going to do?
I'm gonna give you a hint. He's a podcasting poet.
A podcasting poet? Well, there's someone with alliteration. I don't know. Is it someone who's going to be rapping for us this evening? I don't know. Who could it possibly be? Could it be Gerard? I don't think it's Gerard. I'm not sure he spends much time podcasting.
He's not, and he's gonna have a table topic session.
Oh, well, if it's table topics, it could only be one person. I think it might begin with Paul. But Gaia, I think you need to make the introduction. So I'm going to go sit down.
So, ladies and gentlemen, it's my huge honor to introduce you Paul O'Mahony. Paul, are you there? Oh, look at you, Paul. You look great. Yes, I definitely have to change. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's my huge honor to introduce you Paul O'Mahony. He's a dog walker, a gin drinker, and podcasting poet. He's a proud member of Blarney Club and is serving as Division Director for Cork. Paul O'Mahony, the stage is yours. Thank you.
Well, now the moment you've all been waiting for. Impromptu. Forget all this prepared stuff. You came to Toastmasters to be better on the hoof, to be able to wing it when you were thrown something out of the blue. So what we're going to have in the next 20 minutes is a number of champion speakers who are going to be thrown a topic. You know the rules, but I have to talk to the timer. Timer, are you there? Timer, speak to me, please.
Okay, ho ho.
Fantastic. Liz Welch, the best timer in the district. I can tell you, Liz, we're not going to give them 2 minutes to speak. I want you to put on the red light after 1 minute. And that is the only signal, nothing else. Forget about all that green and orange and all that stuff. Put a red light on after 1 minute, and they have half a minute to finish. Not just one. So that's, you know, you've done a tough job all day, Liz. I thought, look, I've got to make it easy for somebody.
Thank you so much. 1 minute on the clock, all red, and 30 seconds.
Now, will all those who I've spoken to in the chat and have agreed, will you unmute yourselves? In fact, you can all stay unmuted. I trust you all not to interrupt the speakers. Everybody, please reach out with your hands, no matter who you are, and pick up something, anything at all. Like in my case, it's a glass, and wave it at the screen. Every one of you. Okay, now you've heard of Christmas. You've heard of the ghost of Christmas past. You've heard of the joy of Christmas present. And you've heard of the anticipation of Christmas future. Now, the first person I want to come to the stage is Helen Kelly. Helen, are you ready to come on board? I've got a question for you.
Yes, Paul.
Helen, hold up. Will you please spotlight Helen, if you can possibly do that? Helen, hold up your object and give us a brief, wonderful table topic. Connect that with the ghost of Christmas past. Connect your object with the ghost of Christmas past. I give you Helen Kelly.
The ghost of Christmas past. What I have in my hand is a bar of tablet. It is sweet, it is sugary, and it tastes delicious. I'm going back to Scrooge. He was not sweet. He was going to make people hungry. And he wasn't as nicely packaged. However, he had to come back when he too was haunted with the ghost of Christmas past. And I'm sure that as we go forward in life, we will take everything that we have had in our past and make it sweeter, more sugary, and packaged nice. Whether it's being nice to our neighbour, our work colleague, anyone that we come into contact with, sugar and spice and all things nice. That's my tablet and gift to you.
Now we're going to bring on an Irishman next. So will the Irishman who knows that he's coming on in a minute, Larry Lyons, will you get yourself ready? Get yourself ready to come on stage with your objet d'art. I give you Larry Lyons.
Mr. Topics Master, the ghost of Christmas past, and Scrooge, the greatest Scrooge that ever was. And I remember one Christmas, I was expecting a present, and Scrooge intervened. And I finished up only getting a very small present the size of a cup, when I was expecting something large. Oh, how disappointed I was. So disappointed. But I decided the following Christmas that I would banish Scrooge from the world. So in my own little mind, I played up a little trick and lit a fire out the back, and I saw Scrooge going in up in flames. And amazingly, Santa that year bought me the biggest present ever. Oh, how happy I was. And I reckon I could be a magician after that. And every year I would wave my magic wand, and sure enough, when I get up on a Christmas morning, under the Christmas tree will be the biggest present ever, Mr. Topics Master.
Fantastic, Larry Lyons. Okay, let's forget about Ghost. Let us get Avril Stringer on the stage with her object. Let Avril show us her object. And Avril, I want you to connect her object with the anticipation of Christmas future. Anticipation of future. Avril Stringer.
Oh, I don't think it takes very much anticipation when you've got a glass of wine in your hand. Everybody loves to have a wee toast, both to Christmas and, of course, to the new year. And so I think it's very appropriate that I picked up a glass of wine. But I'm also looking forward to Christmas Day. As some of you might know, I do cold water swimming in a little lagoon just up about a 10-minute walk from me. And we're looking forward to going at 10 o'clock. We're meeting up. We're no neoprene, no wetsuits, just socks, a bathing suit, and maybe a hat, straight into the water. The colder the better, I say. And I'm really looking forward to coming to that, and then to coming home and having a glass of wine and maybe, just maybe, a little glass of fizz. Yeah. Cheers, everyone.
Thing to look forward to. Now, the next person going to get a really topic.
That was table topics.
Was that 2 minutes?
One.
Step dash D, come to the stage, show us your object. Sep, show us your object and speak of the joy of a Christmas present. The joy of a Christmas present. Step dash D.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Paul. I'm not sure if you heard me there. Hi, everyone. How's it going? I hope you're all well, having a lovely evening. The joy of having a Christmas present, the joy of exchanging Christmas presents, the thoughts behind each present that have been put in effort in making the present or buying the present, going to the shop, the thought of thinking of all the different things that you think about when going into shops, or anything that you want to give to another person is value. It is important. It shows that you care about the person. It shows that you are there for them. You're thinking about them. Yes, the joy of giving presents, definitely it is a huge joy. It is, and I think it is something to be appreciated over. Is something to be very thankful for when you receive presents, as well as giving presents. So thank you very much for letting me speak this evening. I hope you enjoy the rest of the evening. Over to you, Paul. Thank you.
Pep, you're wonderful. Thank you so much. Now, will Kathleen Keating get herself ready to show us her object. And before I give her the question, Kathleen, what is your object this evening? What have you picked up? Let's have Kathleen. What is that?
Why, Mr. Topics Master, this is a glass of Pinot Grigio, my favorite wine. Now,
Right.
I'm not a big drinker, but any excuse for a party, and I always have a bottle in the fridge. So
Well,
tonight,
hold on a
I
second.
have this.
A topic for you. I've got a topic for you, Kathleen. Will you connect Pinot Grigio with the ghost of Christmas past, please?
Well, Mr. Topics Master, sorry, I thought you had given me my topic. Absolutely, I will give you the ghost of Christmas past. I was from a very large family, and I was the middle of 13, 6 older and 6 younger. And when I was 13 years old, I still believed in Santa. And one day my mum, obviously fed up of me loving Santa at 13 years of age, asked me to go to a certain store and to collect the toys for the younger children. And I looked at her aghast and I said, what are you talking about? And she said, there is no Santa Claus. Well, for me, that was the ghost that ever haunted my life. Because after that, every time I looked at the younger 6 and the beautiful presents they had, I couldn't believe that somebody would treat me the way they did and never let me know that there was a Santa till I was 13 years old. And I think about all my friends and school friends, but they must have thought of me talking about Santa Claus all the time. They must have thought I was definitely a haunted person. But fast forward, I know there's no Santa, but by God, I tell you what, once there's plenty of wine in my life, the ghost of Christmas past can stay exactly where he is, Mr. Topics Master.
Oh, fantastic. Kathleen, that's wonderful. Thank you so much. Now I want to bring a different accent to the party. I want to call on somebody from Cork who has a distinctive accent you're going to love. I want to call on Johannes Fleischer. Johannes, show us your object and connect it with the anticipation of Christmas future. Johannes Fleischer, to the stage.
Thank you, Paul. A bottle of Italian Prosecco. And it will be to toast to my, hopefully, once the coronavirus has run its course, to my future wife, and hopefully I will be able to get married this year. So for the future Christmas, and I'll spend time with her for the next Christmas. And so this would be the connection to this bottle of Prosecco. And so I hope that this wish will come through. It's 3-4 years in the making now. So we have everything crossed that it will happen this year. Thank you, Mr. Topics Master.
Thank you very much, Johannes. I must say, I have to say this because everyone's thinking it. We are full of admiration for your abstemiousness, that bottle of wine, that bottle of Prosecco is going to be unopened until your wedding. Fantastic. Unbelievable almost, but just brilliant. Fantastic. Now, the next person I'd like to come to the stage is Liz Burnett. Liz, I'm going to ask you, please, show us the thing you picked up and tell us about the joy that you find in this Christmas, Christmas now, the joy you find in Christmas now. What is your object? So you have to unmute. Oh, well, you can mime it, Sue. Don't bother speaking, just mime.
Can you hear me now? Yeah, okay. So I think this is a guiding star. I think it guided us all to Toastmasters. And that's why we're here, belonging to in this wonderful organization that makes people very happy and helps people develop. And I think makes us appreciate life and each other. But thinking about Christmas, I think we have to enjoy whatever Christmas brings to us. It's going to be a different Christmas this year. And my family are fighting over who I'm going to be with. I have a daughter with a 2-year-old boy who's the cutest thing, and a son with twin boys. So they and their families are wanting me to spend Christmas, but it's not easy with the latest rules. But I think we should just all be grateful for what we have, because we're all here. We're all in this wonderful friendship group. We are a family. I always believe Toastmasters is a family. When somebody evaluates you, they don't want to hurt you. They want to support you, and they want to give constructive feedback. And I think we're very lucky to belong to this Toastmasters family and to be able to celebrate Christmas as we are now. So Christmas with Toastmasters is so far been wonderful. And with my family, I hope it will be too. Back to you. Thank you.
Oh, Sue, that's absolutely lovely. Samir Malik, my good friend, I call you to speak on a topic, but I first of all think we all want to see, what did you pick up? Samir, what did you pick up?
I picked up a clay sculpture that my brother made.
Fantastic. Now, Samir, in anticipation of Christmas, your challenge is bring a smile to our face. Samir Malik, bring a smile to our face.
Well, thank you, Paul. To bring a smile to your face this Christmas, I'd ask you to look up. Look at all the shining faces we have today who are connecting despite constrictions on our movement and mobility. The smile to your face is, if you're in a situation like mine, where you're going to be surrounded by perhaps 4 walls and without companionship to raise a glass with, or to unwrap gifts with, or to watch the little ones getting so excited about that ghost of Christmas past that we no longer know of. Be connected as we're connected. Reach out to family and friends and celebrate that spirit of Christmas together with love.
Oh, Samir, that's wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you ever so much. Now I'm going to ask the timer, the wonderful timer that we have, to tell us all at the same time, how much time is there left for table topics before we go on to the next stars?
Well, Mr. Table Topics Master, you are rolling along and you have approximately 7 more minutes.
Oh, fantastic. What I was hoping you would say. And here's where there are people who are going to be completely impromptu. The next group of people do not know I'm going to call on them. All those others had plenty of time to go to the bathroom. Right, next we are going to call, I'm going to give us one here to somebody who all of you think hasn't done a table topics in ages. You probably think she hasn't been to a club meeting in ages because she's so exalted in Toastmasters. Margaret Page. Margaret Page, unmute yourself and get a table topic from Cork.
Well, just a minute, Mr. Table Topics Master. I'd like to say I probably attend more meetings than you because my club meets weekly.
Oh, I'm delighted. Thank you so much. What object did you pick up, Margaret?
Well, I have what I shared before. I have.
Oh, that's perfect. That's wonderful. Margaret, your topic is the ghost of Christmas past. Will you connect that lovely object with the ghost of Christmas past, please?
Sure. Thank you, Mr. Table Topics Master. Fellow Toastmasters, most welcome guests. This little jar has a lot of meaning to me. What it represents really is the thoughts and ideas that I've had about my children and my grandchildren. And as I've collected them over the years, and they've held them tight. But what's most important is when I see in their eyes, when they read each and every one and their eyes light up, and sometimes they get a little tear, thinking all those good thoughts about themselves and who they are. So the ghost of Christmas past is supposed to remind us to do things better in the future. And I know that because of sharing those little bits with them over the time, I'm sure that someday they will be better parents than I was, and hopefully better Toastmasters because of what we do in the years to come to grow our organization, that we have a worthwhile spot for them. Back to you, Mr. Table Topics Master.
Oh, Margaret, thank you so much. Thank you so, so much. Now I'd like to call on a man from the mountains. Martin Farrell, come down from the mountain, Martin Farrell. Come down from the mountain. And Martin, what object did you pick out so that I can ask you to connect it? Have you got an object?
I had a lovely mug, a lovely Christmas mug, Paul. Lovely
Perfect.
Christmas mug.
Martin, I want you to connect that Christmas mug with this Christmas, the joy of this Christmas inside your mug. Martin Farrell.
Look at the joy that is contained within a mug. You can have all of the Christmas dinners you like. You can have all the lovely starters, the turkey, the ham, the pudding, all of them. But it is so hard to beat the mug of coffee and a piece of Christmas cake with lovely almond icing, and then the other icing, the hard icing on top of it. And what was always a treat, where a neighbour or two could drop in, even though they would say they won't come in for dinner, we'll come in for a coffee. And unfortunately this year that will not be possible. We will have to restrict it to just ourselves in the house. But hopefully we look forward to better times and better times ahead, and when there'll be many more cups of coffee drank and many more Christmases. Mr. Topics Master, thank you.
Oh, Martin, I'm so glad I asked you to come down from the mountain. Thank you very much. I'd now like to ask Eileen O'Neill to come to the stage. Eileen, will you come to the stage? Show us what you picked out. First, what have you picked?
Paul, this is a complete surprise to me. I've picked nothing, but hold on for a second. Here, why not do something similar to Martin? And here I have my Christmas mug. My Christmas mug that I drink out of all year long, by the way.
Eileen, your topic is connect your mug with what your future life will be like living in that mug at Christmas.
Oh, this mug to me reflects the Christmas markets that I typically go to in December every year. So inside this mug, I find myself in Poland, in one of the wonderful markets in Poland, where they have wooden sheds with elves. They're selling hot drinks, and there's children going. There's so many, nobody minds hugging, and nobody minds getting to know different people from all sorts of nationalities. You just sit outside one of these little huts and you're at a table and somebody else comes along and starts talking to you. And no matter what the language.
So I think we have lost Eileen.
Well, let us The very last table topics has to be given by a woman. So I'd like Eileen Lockman. Eileen Lockman, I hope I haven't, yes, Eileen Lockman, will you come on stage, please? Will you let us see your object and let you tell us about what it means to you this Christmas?
Well, I just picked my spectacles because they were the nearest thing to me. And I wasn't prepared for this because I had no intention of participating at all. But now that I am looking at my spectacles, when I was young, I didn't need spectacles. Now that I'm a little older, I need spectacles. But what will I see this Christmas with my spectacles? I want to see stars in everybody's eyes. I want to see happiness. I want to see joy. And in that, can we see joy in people rather than the opposite? Can we see happiness and give happiness by being joyful ourselves and spread happiness and spread peace and contentment and the Christmas spirit the way it should be this Christmas? Because we've had a bad year and there's been so much isolation, and especially for me anyway. So I'm going to let my spectacles see the stars in people's eyes this Christmas.
Eileen, thank you. Thank you so, so much. Now, will all of you who have a glass or something that looks like a glass, raise your glasses to those absolutely wonderful people who have demonstrated their skills, their talent, and their commitment to practicing the art of impromptu speaking. Congratulations to you all. I toast you and I wish you all the merriest and the most joyful Christmas you can possibly have this year. And I'd like to hand back to Gaia and her partner, and thank you very, very much.
Cheers.
Thank you, Paul. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to all of you. And Paul, what an energy. Wow. Buon Natale.
Yeah, thank you, Paul. That was amazing. I love seeing the creativity of our speakers. And Gaia, tell us about Paul's tie. That was stunning.
That was great, wasn't it? I love this style. Everything was so catchy. I love that. But we have another guest with us tonight. Merry Christmas, Steve.
Oh, Merry Christmas. Who's this that's joining us?
Yes, San Nicolaus, Santa.
Hello, Santa.
Hi. Shall we ask another quiz to the audience?
I think we should, because Sue earlier told me that she got loads of wonderful answers. So hopefully we will this time round as well.
Yeah, but we are not going to reveal them yet. We are going to decide. Again, we are going to ask for a question. And the second person is going to answer right. Is going to be the winner. What do you think?
Excellent. Let's go for it.
So, audience, are you still with us? Which country is San Nicolaus from? Which country is San Nicolaus from? Please feel free to write to Sue or in the chat as you wish. And we want you promptly give us the question, give us the answers. Okay. Love that. Oh, albero, albero, albero di Natale. Come on, Steve. What is next now?
Well, I think having heard all those wonderful impromptu stories, maybe we need to hear some prepared stories next, because Christmas time is a great time for stories. It's a great time to hear what people have got to say. And we've got some wonderful storytellers coming up now. So I would, just like we did with the poems, I think we should introduce the person and let them talk about their story and let them share their story with us. So Gaia, our first storyteller this evening is Greg Butler. Greg, where are you? Can we see you on the screen?
Greg.
I've asked Greg to start his video.
Thank you.
Thank you, Gaia.
Good evening.
There we are.
Ciao, Greg.
Hey, Greg. So over to you.
And I'm ever so slightly unprepared, as I see that I'm down as number 3, but I'm happy to go ahead as number 1.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Now, my father died in 1967 when I was 20, and he was 58.
And here's a conversation that I might have had with him had he lived to be older. And I've written it in the form of a letter to him. And the title of my story is Christmas Eve, 1954. Christmas Eve, 1954. Hello, Dad. I wonder if you can remember Christmas Eve, 1954. You bought the Christmas tree in the coal quay, and it transformed our living room. You placed it in a wooden butter box, which you had decorated with red and green crepe paper. The tree was adorned with baubles, tinsel and snowflakes. But most of all, I remember the sparkling fairy lights, which you bought from Mr. McCormick in Burwoods. 21 lights, all different. And I remember each one of them. The snowman, the angel, the snow-covered house, the purple pine cone, the reindeer, the snowflake ball, and of course, a jolly Santa. The smells of Christmas were in the air. Pine cones, spiced beef, ham, and fresh paint. New lino was in the hallway, colorful to the eye, but cold to the touch of little bare feet. We had mince pies and plum pudding, baked by Mum, and Thompson's cakes with exotic names like Madeira and Dundee. We had a tin of USA biscuits, which Mum had already opened in advance of the big day, served with hot milky tea. Santa's glass of lemonade and Rudolph's carrot were near the fireplace. My brother's letter was on the mantelpiece. I had written it for him. I hoped Santa could read my writing. Alongside his letter was a card from my godfather, Uncle George, from Scarsdale, New York. I gave you the $2 he sent me for you to mind. A red, green, and gold paper chain decked the ceiling, and inside the front door was a holly bough, decorated with red berries, brown pine cones, and a golden bell. In the distance, I heard carol singers singing that loveliest of all carols, Silent Night. Shandon bells rang out 11. Everything was just perfect. Mummy came into the room and lifted me up to light the Christmas candle. My sister put the baby Jesus in the crib. You came in crooning White Christmas and said I was a great boy. Your old grey jumper was spattered with you-know paint. You always had a bit of painting to do on Christmas Eve. We talked about Santa, how kind he was. I marveled at how he did it all. Tomorrow, I might be Roy Rogers, or an engineer building bridges with my Meccano set, or best of all, a train driver. Mummy reminded me, as always, that Santa might have a problem fulfilling every child's wish at Christmas. I climbed onto your knee, and you nuzzled your stubbly chin against my cheek, and we both laughed. Mum stood there smiling at us. The lights flickered on the Christmas tree. I couldn't have been happier. This was going to be the best Christmas ever. Sometimes I wish I could step inside the shoes of that little boy just for one time, to see again the sights, smell again the scents, hear again the sounds, and feel the feelings, to be that little boy again. and to tell you and Mum you were the best parents for me. Mr. Toastmaster.
Thank you, Greg. Thank you so much. So now our second storyteller is gonna be Trees Rhodes. Trees, are you there? Here you go. Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Yes, I can see you and I can hear you.
Perfecto. So, ladies and gentlemen, Trees Rhodes, the stage is yours. Thank you.
Ladies, I wonder if anybody of you've got some wonderful Christmas memories of when you were a child. Well, my Christmas, I remember all the Christmases were together. Sorry, please.
Trees, you're on mute. Trees.
Okay, sorry about that.
No worries. Yeah. Thank you.
When I was a child, all our Christmases were similar we had big family Christmases and we were really, really happy. And I want to tell you a bit about what we did. Christmas Eve started and we went to my dad's sock drawer. You think, why did I go to a sock drawer? Well, it was to get the stockings. The stockings, the long socks that we used to put up as stockings. We used to put them up in our bedrooms, and sleeping that night was very difficult. In the morning, I remember about 5 o'clock in the morning, peering out, thinking, oh gosh, Santa's come. My stocking is full. So what did I do? I picked up my stocking. I went next door, knock on my brother's door. Santa's come, Santa's come. And together we opened our stockings where we had toys and we had little games. But best of all, we had the chocolate money and the little satsumas. And it was lovely. My mum used to come in and she used to tell us, come on, it's early morning, back to bed with you. We couldn't sleep at all the rest of the night. Got up in the morning and went off to Mass. Then after Mass, my grandmother came, my grandma and grandpa used to come. That used to be wonderful. They used to bring us our presents, and then we had a lovely dinner. And then we used to watch the circus. Well, lots of people nowadays watch lots of television, but the only thing we watched on Christmas Day, I remember, was the circus, Billy Start's circus, and then the Queen. Then it was time to dress up in our lovely costumes and our lovely Christmas outfits and go along to my auntie's. There were 18 of us, 18 in the family got together, my aunties. I had 2 aunties with houses that were joined together at the back. So we knocked on Auntie Wynn's door and then we went through to Auntie Vera's house and we all had present giving. Everybody was giving each other presents and it was good fun. Then we went back into Auntie Wynn's. Well, what a spread. A huge long table full of beautiful food, and we all shared together every year. Following the lovely food, we'd all go into the back room. And what would we do? Some of the children would lay on the floor and play games. But there was my grandma playing the piano, and we all sang Christmas carols. It was a beautiful evening. Then, just before we went home, my Auntie Wynne disappeared up to the bedrooms. And she came back full of gifts. And she put all these gifts all over the floor. And you were thinking, what did she put the gifts on the floor for? Well, this was her present for us to go home and pick up the Christmas tree. You'd look around and you'd think, yes, I'd like a notebook and pen or a little toy. But whatever we chose gave us great cheer. Then it was time to leave. We went out, we said goodbye to everybody, and we said to everybody, see you all again next year. So our Christmas, my Christmas, when we were children, was so happy. We spent time with family. We spent time with all the family. And I wish that this year you could, even though you can't get together with family, message them, speak to them, but above all, love them and remember the Christmases past with happiness. Thank you.
Thank you, Therese. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas. And now it's time for our third storyteller, Vinette. Vinette Hoffman-Jackson, are you there?
I'm here, Gaia.
Perfect. I can see you very well now. So, Vinette, the stage is yours. Thank you so much.
Fellow Toastmasters and most welcome guests. My story is not very Christmassy, but like Margaret shared earlier in her presentation, sometimes the best Christmas gift are not the physical gifts, sometimes it's a lesson that we learned. So I'm going to share a Christmas story that happened to me in 2002 when I learned that one, communication is listening carefully as well as asking the right questions. So back in 2002, I was living in Jamaica and I decided to migrate to the UK. I wanted to teach in England. And so long before Zoom and Google Classroom and Microsoft Teams, we had a platform called Skype. And I had to do my interview via Skype. Now, as you can hear, I speak with a Jamaican accent, not like the English accent that was interviewing me on that particular day. And so the gentleman came on, and I remember asking him to repeat his question about 3 or 4 times. Now, how many times do you ask someone to repeat a question before it becomes a little bit awkward? I thought 3 was enough. And so I decided I was not going to ask any more questions. And so he said to me, Vinette, are you familiar with using a whiteboard? And I thought to myself, is it a race thing because in Jamaica we use blackboards? Maybe in England, because it's predominantly white, they use whiteboards. And so of course I said, yes, I have extensive experience in using the whiteboard. The next interview question was an intriguing one. He said to me, Vinette, are you familiar with dystrophy? I have never heard the word before, Toastmasters. But I thought to myself, let me work this out. Dystrophy. Well, last year, the school I was teaching at won this trophy and that trophy. So obviously it must be this trophy. Yes, I'm very familiar with this trophy. And so I got the job. I moved to the UK in January and I turned up at the school. Now, coming from Jamaica, I have never seen so many different resources and other different things they had. Once again, listening failed me. The lady explained to me, Vinette, when you come into the school, you need to follow me very closely. Do not make any sudden moves and do not attract attention because some of these kids are not used to strangers. I was walking along the corridor, looking all over the place, fascinated by everything I had seen, never saw it before. I was taken by a pool and I was staring at the pool. The lady and the other candidates disappeared around the corner. I looked around just in time to catch her tail of her skirt going through the door. And so I ran, forgetting everything she told me, and burst into the room full of students. There was this one particular gentleman that was sitting at a chair. He was about 300 pounds and built like an American footballer. He looked up, saw me, and made a beeline towards me. Fellow Toastmasters and most welcome guests, I am sure you have heard of Usain Bolt, the record 100-meter holder. Well, long before Usain Bolt was popular, I ran that 100-meter in 8 seconds flat, but nobody was around to time me, and I still think I'm cheated out of that record. I ran back to my car, leaving my handbag and my shoe behind. When I got to the car, I sat there panting. The lady came over to me. Did you not listen to what I was saying? I said, ma'am, from now on, I guarantee you, 1, I will ask questions, and 2, I will always listen when people are speaking to me. So fellow Toastmasters and most welcome guests, long before I came to Toastmasters, I learned those 2 valuable communication lessons. Ask questions when you don't understand and listen carefully. Thank you very much, Gaia.
Thank you, Vinette.
Thank you, Vinette. That was inspiring as ever. Wonderful. Thank you very much. Can I see? There we go. Thank you very much. Wow, that was great. I loved hearing the stories, loved hearing all those great perspectives. And now, if you remember earlier on, we all practiced getting our voices ready, for something fun. That fun thing is now our sing-along. So I would like to invite back our wonderful choir master, David. David, where are you? Can I see you here? Hello, David. I'd now like to hand over to David to lead us in song. Over to you.
Thank you very much. Now I have 2 other people with me singing wonderful songs, and the first one is Philip Khan Pani, and he is going to treat us to Once in Royal David City. So Philip, if I can ask you to unmute yourself, and we'll make you solo, and I will share my words, and then you can take it away. Here we go.
Once in Royal David City. I'm going to take this quite slowly. You can sing along with me if you like, but mute yourself, then nobody can hear what you're doing. Once in Royal David City stood a lowly cattle shed, where a mother laid her baby in a manger for his bed. Mary was that mother mild, Jesus Christ a little child. He came down on earth from heaven, who is God and Lord of all, and his shelter was a stable, and his cradle was a stall. With the poor and meek and lowly lived on earth our Saviour holy, and through all his wondrous childhood he would honor and obey, love and wash the lowly mother in whose gentle arms he lay. Christian children all should be mild, obedient, good as he. For he is our childhood's pattern, day by day like us he grew. He was little, weak and helpless, tears and smile like us he knew. For that child so dear and gentle is our Lord in heaven above, and he leads his children on to the place where he is gone. Not in that poor lowly stable with the oxen standing by, we shall see him but in heaven, set at God's right hand on high, when like stars his children crowned, all in white shall be around.
And so I'm going to leave it with Philip now for the next one. And Philip, you'd like to introduce it yourself?
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to do Mary's Boy Child. Now, some of you, especially the younger ones, will remember this as a Boney M song. I'm not going to do it like Boney M. I'm going to do it in the style more like Harry Belafonte, who was before Boney M. Long time ago in Bethlehem, so the Holy Bible say, Mary's boy child Jesus Christ was born on Christmas Day. Hark now, hear the angels sing, a new king born today, and man will live forevermore because of Christmas Day. Trumpets sound and angels sing, listen what they say, that man will live forevermore because of Christmas Day. While shepherds watched their flock by night, see a bright new shining star, and hear a choir sing a song, music seems to come from afar. Now Joseph and his wife Mary come to Bethlehem that night, and find no place to born she child, not a single room was inside. Hark now, hear the angels sing, a new king born today, and man will live forevermore because of Christmas Day. Trumpets sound and angels sing, listen what they say, that man will live forevermore because of Christmas Day.
That was beautiful. Thank you ever so much, Philip. Now we've got different songs in different styles, and Philip went with his guitar, and I'm going to use a whole band and orchestra. Unfortunately, because of social distancing, they can't be here with me. So here's a backing track that was prepared earlier. This is a bit of rocking around the Christmas tree. So if you have a Christmas tree to rock around, please feel free to rock around it. And also, I was going to ask if everybody that's switch their cameras off, if you'd like to switch them on, and so everybody can see each other. It really does help to create that being together. Even though we can't hear each other, we need to find a way of generating that spirit of togetherness. And so if you can see each other, even if you're not singing, if you move your mouth up and down and smile occasionally, people might think you are, and that might inspire somebody else to sing. So please do join in with us that way. Thank you very much. Rocking around the Christmas tree at the Christmas party hop. Mistletoe hung where you can see, every couple tries to stop. A rocking around the Christmas tree, let the Christmas spirit ring. Later we'll have some pumpkin pie and we'll do some caroling. You will get a sentimental feeling when you hear our voices singing, let's be jolly, deck the halls with the boughs of holly, rocking around the Christmas tree, have a happy holiday. Everyone dancing merrily in the new old-fashioned way. You will get a sentimental feeling when you hear our voices singing, let's be jolly, deck the halls with boughs of holly, rocking around the Christmas tree, have a happy holiday. Everyone dancing merrily in the new old-fashioned way. Merry Christmas! Thank you. And I'm going to stay with it for the moment. A completely different type of song. I just want to address what might be a Christmas elephant in the room. Christmas has changed. It's obvious it's a religious holiday, and it's about the birth of Jesus, and it's become a very cultural British institution. And I don't come from a Christian background, but I absolutely love the music. And singing at Christmas, some of the Christmas songs, even though it's not my religion, I love to partake of it and just feel that spiritual connection and the connection with the community that I'm in. So any references to Jesus, to God, they sit in my heart as a connection between all of us. And I hope that can do the same for you. And this is "Oh Holy Night," and for me, I think it was the most popular song that was chosen from the survey, and it's one of my absolute favourite songs. Oh, holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of our dear Saviour's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till he appeared and the soul felt its worth. A thrill of hope, the weary world rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Fall on your knees. Oh, hear the angel voices. Oh, night divine. Oh, night when Christ was born. Oh, night divine. Oh, night divine. Led by the light of faith serenely beaming, with glowing hearts by his cradle we stand. So led by light of a star sweetly gleaming, Here come the wise men from Orient land. The King of Kings, they lass in lowly manger in all our trials, born to be our friend. He knows our need, to our weakness is no stranger. Behold your King, before him lowly bend. Behold your King, before him lowly bend. Thank you. And now, as they say, for something completely different. It's time for me to introduce the good friend who I just met today, Sean Lynch, and we had a great fun working together on on getting this ready. So Sean is going to do a mashup between Winter Wonderland and Here Comes Santa Claus. So if Sean, we could spotlight, and Sean, you're unmuted. That's fantastic. So Sean is going to sing unaccompanied, and give us that strong push. Off you go, Sean.
Thank you, David. Thank you, David. One moment now. I'm going to get my singing voice in tune. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sleigh bells ring. Are you listening? In the lane, snow is glistening. A beautiful sight. We're happy tonight, walking in a winter wonderland. Here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. Vixen, Blitzen, all his reindeer, pulling on the reins. Gone away is a bluebird, here to stay is a new bird. He sings a love song as we go along, walking in the winter wonderland. In the meadow we can build a snowman. We can pretend Daddy is Parson Brown. He'll say, are you married? We'll say, no, man. But you can do the job when you're in town. Later on, we'll conspire as we dream by the fire to face unafraid the plans that we made, walking in a winter wonderland. In a meadow, we can build a snowman. We can pretend that he is Parson Brown. We'll have lots of fun, Mr. Snowman, until the other kiddies knock him down. When it snows, ain't it chillin'? See the kids, they are chillin'. We frolic and play the Eskimo way, walking in a winter wonderland. When it snows, ain't it chillin'? Though your nose gets a chillin'. We frolic and play the Eskimo way, walking in a winter wonderland. Once upon a time in the LBC, Santa came up missing. He was sitting by his tree. His reindeers were near, but the leader wouldn't lead. So I took the lead. Now as we proceed, this ain't for no mistletoe, but I need you to listen, yo. Just in case you didn't know, I call this my Christmas flow. I'll take you higher, higher, chestnuts roasting on an open fire. Gone away is a bluebird, here to stay is a new bird. He sings a love song, we all go along, walking in a winter wonderland. A beautiful sight, we're happy tonight, walking in a winter wonderland. Walking in a winter wonderland, ho, ho, ho.
Wonderful, thank you very much, Sean. Let's see everybody giving a good warm welcome to that. I enjoyed that very much. Now back to Philip, and he's going to give us a Hark the Herald Angels Sing.
Right, okay, I've unmuted myself. Hark the Herald Angels Sings. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Peace on earth and mercy mild, God and sinners reconciled. Joyful all ye nations rise, join the triumph of the skies. With angelic hosts proclaim, Christ is born in Bethlehem. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Christ by highest heaven adore, Christ the everlasting Lord. Late in time, behold him come, offspring of a virgin's womb. Veiled in flesh the Godhead see, hail ye incarnate deity. Pleased as man with man to dwell, Jesus our Emmanuel. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King. Hail the heaven-born Prince of Peace, hail the Son of Righteousness. Light and light to all he brings, risen with healing in his wings. Mild he lays his glory by, born that man no more may die. Born to raise the sons of earth, born to give them second birth. Hark the herald angels sing, glory to the newborn King.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, Philip. Thank you very much, Philip. Now I'm going to take on Silent Night. One of the things that's I've found during lockdown, not having gone out so much and not having so many musicians around all the time, is learn how to use online and software and recording software, and also because we can't sing together, the harmonies are somewhat lacking. So I recorded a harmony for Silent Night, and so I'm gonna sing along to myself. Sorry, not to myself, with myself. To you, and with you. Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, found yon virgin, mother and child, holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. Silent night, holy night, shepherds quake at the sight, glories stream from heaven night, holy night. God's own Son, love's pure light, radiant beams from thy holy face, with the dawn of redeeming grace. Jesus, Lord, at thy birth, Jesus, Lord, at thy birth. Thank you very much. Okay, take it away in a manger, Philip.
Right, away in a manger. Away in a manger, no crib for a bed, the little Lord Jesus laid down his sweet head. I could hear a voice. I'll start again. Away in a manger, no crib for a bed, the little Lord Jesus laid down his sweet head. The stars in the bright sky looked down where he lay, the little Lord Jesus asleep on the hay. The cattle are lowing, the baby awakes, but the little Lord Jesus no crying he makes. I love thee, Lord Jesus, look down from the sky and stay by my side till morning is nigh. Be near me, Lord Jesus, I ask thee to stay close by me forever and love me, I pray. Bless all the dear children in thy tender care, and take us to heaven to live with thee there. Away in a manger, no crib for a bed, the little Lord Jesus lay down his sweet head. The stars in the bright sky looked down where he lay, the little Lord Jesus asleep on the hay.
Thank you. We are on the amber, so it's our very last song for this evening, and we are going to give you I'm Dreaming of a White. Philip, if you wouldn't mind muting yourself, Philip, that'd be great. Thank you very much. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the treetops glisten and children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas with every Christmas card I write. May your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know, where the treetops glisten and children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas with every Christmas card I write. May your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be white. Thank you very much. Thank you. And back to our host. And thank you, Philip. Thank you very much, Sean.
Thank you, David and Philip and Sean. Thank you for entertaining us all so well. That was delightful. David, could I just ask you to stop sharing your screen, please? Because otherwise, I think many of us are going to carry on just singing those songs. It was great seeing so many people singing along and loving every moment of it. This has been quite an uplifting evening. Gaia, are you having fun?
I love that. I sang all the songs.
Yeah,
I love that.
I was there. You were dancing with Santa, I could tell.
Yeah.
I could tell. Yeah.
Holy night. I love it. Thank you, guys. The show was absolutely fantastic. But now, what's the time now, Steve?
I think it's gosh, it's time for us to start wrapping up, which is really upsetting because it's been such a fun party. It's been a great, entertaining evening. And I do have to say, thank you so much to everyone for coming here, helping us celebrate, helping us have fun. Thank you to Margaret in particular for her uplifting speech. I do have to particularly say, Paul, you did an amazing job as Table Topics Master. David, thank you as our choir master for keeping us entertained and helping people participate and just that uplifting moment. I would also like, before Gaia moves in, I would also like to say behind the scenes for this party, a heck of a lot has been going on. And I would like to acknowledge Geroid, our Zoom master, has been doing a tremendous job of spotlighting, muting, moving people around. So please thank Geroid. Please thank Liz, timer extraordinaire, who is managing to keep us exactly where we need to be, and Sue, who's been looking after chat and having lots of fun conversations in the background as well, really looking after us. And I would also like to say Elizabeth Jordan, our district public relations manager, has done a great job pulling this together. So thank you very much. And Gaia, we had a quiz earlier.
Yes, we did. Well, I have few results, Stephen, and a personal grazie to all of them from my side as well. Anyway, the quiz, we have 2 winners. So unfortunately for the Panettone one, I can invite the person to my apartment to have some. I live in Dublin city centre. Do you want to know who is the winner?
I do. I'm intrigued.
Anita Award. Bravissimo. Perfect. Oh, wow. And now, do you want to know who is dun, 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 one where San Nicolaus is from? Anyway, by the way, Steve, many people claim that Santa is from Turkey. Have you ever heard? Yeah?
Yes, absolutely. So, according to my book about Christmas, which I read religiously, actually, well, I don't really do anything religiously, but yes. Well done.
Yeah. So, but there was one person who won. And do you want to know who was the person?
Definitely.
Vinette Hoffman Jackson. Bravo.
Well done, well done.
But now we have another challenge for our audience, don't we? We have something we need to launch. Oh, let me see. Pam, paraban. So, audience, it's time to vote for the best poem, the best table topic speaker, the best soloist, and the best storyteller. Let's launch the poll, Steve. Ta-da!
Okay. Wonderful. Thank you. So everyone can see on their screen. Please do go ahead and vote for these things. It feels like Eurovision all of a sudden.
Yeah.
I know I don't want to do that because Ireland always wins and the UK doesn't. It's going to be upsetting.
And Italy always lost.
Yeah, nul point. While that's going on, David, can we call you back? Can you entertain us with a bit of song while everyone's voting?
Oh, yeah.
And then we can move on. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well, this is specially for Gaia, although it's Neapolitan rather than Milanese, so I hope you'll forgive me for that. And it's called Tu vuoi fa l'americano.
Oh, bellissimo, David, grazie.
Grazie. Thank you. That's why I said I can sing in Italian but not speak it.
Your pronunciation is amazing. Tu vuoi farlo americano, americano. Oh,
I'm
you're very
exhausted after
good.
that.
You're very good.
Well, thank you.
Ma sei nato in Italy. Na, 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 na. Okay, guys, let's go back to the... Steve, are you there?
What a party!
No, that was amazing.
That
was
was
amazing.
Yeah, I love seeing how talented our fellow Toastmasters are, whether it's singing, talking, just impromptu speaking. It's amazing. So Gaia, I think you have someone else to introduce, so I will leave you to do that.
Yeah, and I'm gonna help the person because it's our district director, Gerard Mannix, and I'm gonna help Gerard Mannix because we are gonna share the results together and we are gonna announce the winner. So I believe Gerard is with us. Gerard, are
Yes,
you with us?
indeed.
Ah,
I
che
am there,
bello! I'm
Gaia,
still
and,
very emotional
Steve,
for this.
Steve,
Yeah.
I'm nearly hoarse from singing. There was one of the messages in the chat box was somebody had goosebumps. But I think that I'll be finding it difficult to relax and go to sleep tonight after all this great excitement. What a special Christmas occasion. Thank you.
No problem.
May your days be merry and bright. That's the lovely line out of it.
I love that, Jared. And this Tu vuoi fare l'americano, I mean, that was amazing. Anyway, Jared, I'm gonna have to share the results, the winners with our poll, so we can announce the winners. You can announce, but if you have any issue, I'm here and I can announce it for you. So are you ready? Oh, I'm gonna create atmosphere for us, Jared. Sorry, I have a great light.
I have a little presentation for each of the winners also. So you call them out and I'll make the presentation.
Look, do you like? Okay, perfect. So I will have to share the results. So are you ready?
Yeah.
Ta-da! So.
Sorry, Gaia, I think that the poll didn't launch the last time. That's why. So we might have to relaunch it just briefly to get another poll.
Okay, no problem. So relaunch. Social, perfect. Okay, so people, if you can quickly vote for us, thank you. Okay, I'm gonna remove the live for 2 seconds, Jared.
That's fine, yeah, okay, no.
Would you like to acknowledge few people meanwhile, or say a few words?
That would be my honor indeed. I would like to pay a very, very special welcome. We've been joined by a distinguished postmaster, Morag Mattison, our first vice president. Thank you, Morag, for attending and coming. Great to have you on board. I especially would like to thank Margaret Page. What a wonderful lesson she gave us tonight. Number one, observe what you learn, not at club level or whatever, a division area or whatever we attend. Then also compliment people. That's very, very important, and express gratitude. I, on behalf of the district leadership team and all of us in District 71, thank Margaret for her presence and contribution this evening. What great entertainment we had. What great creation of a Christmas spirit. Number one, we had poems. We had 2, 4, 5 poems excellently executed, some of them homemade, which was brilliant. Yeah. Then we had topics. And Paul, you really featured in those topics. 12 topics in all with an excitement of Christmas past and Christmas into the future. Well done, Paul. Thank you. Then with regard to short stories, we had 3 short stories, excellent short stories, brilliant, well conceived. Then with regard to the music, wasn't it something out of this world? What a great Christmas atmosphere you've created tonight. David Phillips, thank you. Philip Campani, thank you so much. And Sean Lynch also, thank you very much. Without you, the atmosphere wouldn't have been created. But let's say also, without Gaia and Steve tonight, we had such a flow of participation, and it also being kept timely by Liz Welch, our timekeeper. And then in the background, we had Garrod Murphy, the usual genius at the technology. Thank you everybody for that. So I presume we just wait for our results of the poll, and then you'll announce those to me.
Yes,
Gaia?
I will, Gerald. I'm gonna share the result. We should be perfect. So please. So, Gerard, as best poem, we have with 37% Anita Award.
Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. As
Anita, congratulations. Thank you so much. If you don't already have a pen, a Toastmaster pen, I'd love to send on one to you.
Thank you so much. That's wonderful.
Yeah. It's always an honor for me to hand it over to somebody who deserves a pen. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and congratulations to the other poets too.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Congratulations for all performing. You were excellent. Thank you so much.
And then, Gerard, are you ready for the best table topic speaker?
Yes.
It's gonna be Margaret Page.
Oh, wow. Well, now, that gives me a little problem because I know that Margaret Page definitely has a little pen that's a small bit, we'll say, more superior than just what the pen that I have here. It's a precious pen as being international president-elect. But indeed, I'll acknowledge Margaret. I don't know whether she deserves a buyer or a bookmark. We'll see.
I think Margaret isn't in the room with us.
Oh, no, Margaret has gone home. Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, Gerard. Yeah.
But we are gonna, Gerard, announce now the best storyteller. Are you ready?
Yes.
Atmosphere, Vinette Hoffman-Jackson. And she's definitely in the room.
Fantastic. Vinette, congratulations to you on your special short story. Excellent altogether. You're always a winner, Vinette. Thank you so much. Vinette, do you have a pin already?
I do, Gerard.
Okay. Well, I will think to be your honor. I'll send it to you, and to be your honor to pass it on to somebody else if that's appropriate. And that will be an expression of recognition and gratitude also. Yeah.
Thank you, Gerard.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Great stuff. Thank you.
And now, Gerard, least but not last, the best soloist. Are you ready?
Yes, okay.
With tu fall americano, David Phelps. David, perfect. And I'm gonna leave you on the stage, guys. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I expect a speech or a song.
Yeah, bring us into continuity there. I missed maybe some of that or your focus. What do you wish to? The solo singer, yeah.
Yes, Gerard, the soloist winner is David Phelps with Tu vuoi fare l'America. You missed maybe my singing.
Maybe you or something. Yeah.
Maybe no problem, Gerard. Maybe you didn't miss that much.
David, congratulations on both winning the singer and also your whole contribution that you did this evening. You made the show very, very good altogether. Now, I don't know whether you have a pen, a Toastmaster pen.
No, I don't, but people have been nagging me to get one, so this is...
Okay, well, I'll get a communication and I'll get that to the postman. Okay, thank you very much. Congratulations, and thank you for your spirited contributions this evening. Well done. Okay, Guy, are there more? Are the quizzes there? Do we have them for the little biscuits and the Santa Claus one?
Yes, we already said the quiz winner, Gerard, and everybody's gonna to receive when time allows a nice gift. So everyone who participates tonight is gonna to receive something, but when things get better, but now, Gerard, I'm gonna leave you for the final remarks, but I would like to remind that if people would like to stay longer after your final remarks, they are very welcome to stay. And apologize for my internet. I was singing Tu vuoi fare l'americano, so maybe better that my internet collapsed for a few seconds. And thank you, Gerard. So gift will be given as soon as things get better. And I leave you the stage. Thank you so much.
Okay, my heart cannot, what would I say, be overjoyed with regard to the Christmas spirit that was created this evening. I thank each and everybody who contributed to the evening. I especially thank my teammate on the district leadership team, Elizabeth Jordan, our public relations manager. We've been working on this since September, and honest to God, you know, I've tormented her at times. I'm sure she'll forgive me sometime in the next 3 or 4 years, but we'll wait for that. Yeah. So there's further and little to say. Only keep on partying, enjoy tonight. Remember tomorrow morning, what a splendid, splendid presentation we had of the winter educational program. It was excellent today. So I invite you to come back again tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock, and we'll be working through the day, and then we'll finish off with some songs at the end of the day. So all I wish everybody is keep 100% safe, keep up the communication, friendship, and love. Keep safe, everybody. Thank you so much for attending.
Thank you so much, Jared. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you, Guy, also.
No problema. And I'm sure there are people who would like to stay longer, right, Stephen? Look, I prepared myself with the lights, and I would like to say that finally I got a glass of vino as well.
Oh, I am so glad. We can relax now, can't we?
Yeah. But
Well,
yeah. Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to everyone. Thank you for coming along. And as
Merry Christmas,
Gaia says,
everybody.
we're going to have some fun breakout rooms. We can relax now. We've done we've got to the end of the agenda. So well done, everyone, and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Buon Natale. And feel free to stay because it's now time to relax. So we can declare the party over so we can